Hey everyone, you are tuning into the AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for The Voice. Tonight we're going to be chatting about the semifinals, and we have very special guest, Johnny Gates, here with us, so stay tuned, you don't want to miss it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for The Voice. As you're hearing, we have Johnny Gates playing, and we have Johnny Gates in the house. Woo! Lucky us.
What up, what up?
Very back.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Very happy to have you back. Thank you so much for joining us again. So we're going to kind of do a quick update on Johnny, and then we're going to talk about tonight's episode, everything that happened. Semifinals, we had a huge cut from 8 to 4, which was just
Heartbreaking.
heartbreaking to say the least. So if they want to find you guys on social media, where can they find you?
Hey guys, I'm Allie Bailey. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, AllieBailey_1.
And I am Brooke Lacey. You can find me on all social media at Brooke Lacey H.
And our guest,
Johnny Gates. And you can find me Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. It's at Johnny Sings. So
they should definitely find you. He's blowing up, got lots of followers, guys.
Hey.
And as always, I'm Dani Golub. You can find me everywhere at Dani Golub. So let's start by just updating. We were chatting a little bit before we came on air. You're going on a tour with some of the Voice fellow contestants. Let's hear about it.
yeah. So doing a little tour. Me and Troy are doing. We're both from the Northeast, Rhode Island. So and on Team Gwen together. So the whole time on the show, we were like, yo, we need to play shows. We do the same kind of music. So we finally did it. So we're doing 4 shows to start off with. It starts June 23rd in New York City at the Bitter End, which is a dope, cool club in the city. And then we're doing Providence, Rhode Island, which is my home. Then we are going to Long Island, which is Troy's home, and then Boston. And I'm doing a residency here in LA at the Hotel Cafe.
Oh,
So cool. I'm so
Yeah. And
Will
you guys,
Troy be there for that too?
Troy won't be there for those, but I've got some special guests. So I'm gonna be yeah. So
Special
like
You
guest.
also did mention that, like, as you tour, if there are voice artists in those cities, you were going to have them come perform with you guys. That would be really
So
neat.
exciting.
oh yeah, totally. We've
Well-
been talking about it, so hopefully it can go down.
And can I let the cat out of the bag? Some bittersweet news about where you're going.
Oh, sure.
She's leaving us and moving to New York.
No, but it works out because I'll get to see Johnny's show in New York,
Exactly.
so I'm really
Truth.
excited.
Truth.
So you can send us some live stream from
Yeah.
Johnny
No,
on
it'll
the
be
other
cool because we're
other side.
both or you're in Studio City now and I am too, and we'll both be out there.
And I
you
see
guys
you.
are
I
right?
see you everywhere.
I literally see
almost
Johnny
ran
all
over.
the time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's so
Where
funny.
are you? How often?
At a restaurant, and then in the crosswalk.
I was like, well, crossing the street, and I was looking. I'm like, is that Johnny? And
I was
like,
looking.
really?
Me too. And the whole time I'm like, is that like what's that? Yeah.
That's such a small world. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Studio
I know.
City.
That is so funny. So what kind of work are you doing outside of here? Are you, like, writing an album now? Is on your tour, is it going to be all originals, or are you going to still be doing some covers?
Totally. I'd say like 99% originals. I think I'm
That's
gonna.
what we were hearing a little bit of when we started.
Yeah, and actually, no one's really heard that song yet. So
Oh,
that was
neat.
kind of like
It
a
was an
little.
AFTERBUZZ exclusive.
Yeah, that was a little exclusive right there. But I'm thinking about maybe playing like. Whoa, I like that.
And you can find it more on your website, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah, what is that like?
my website's thejohnnygates.com, and I've got a couple songs on there. But yeah, as soon as I came off the show, I started writing for this. Like, I want to do an EP. So I wrote like 5 brand new songs. I wrote them by myself, which is like really the first time I've ever really done that.
Cool.
Usually I'd be, working with co-writers and stuff. But I think we're about to go to, my band's still in Nashville. So I'm thinking we're going to go to Nashville in a couple weeks and do the actual EP out there as far as recording and stuff. But
Amazing.
yeah, so be on the lookout for that in June. And then, yeah, so Hotel Cafe residency, the little tour with Troy, and then an EP, and then hopefully just like, back out on the road with my band too.
Yeah, that's
So-
exciting
And
to
you,
see.
yeah,
you know?
you told us last time that you like to write songs before going on stage, right?
Yeah, it's like a weird
Are-
like tradition that I have.
That's amazing. But so for this EP coming up, have any of the songs been written backstage pre-voice?
Well, 2 of them were written in my hotel room.
When you were hanging.
At The Voice, yeah. So, and
okay.
my roommate was Mark, Isaiah.
Oh, fun.
So Mark knows all about these songs because I was like literally sitting at my desk. Like he would always come in with T-Soul. Like they're like best buds.
And can you talk a little bit about the inspiration behind these songs?
Yeah, well, all right, so the one you just heard, Wish I Knew You, that was the first song I wrote after The Voice.
Okay.
Like, I literally went to our rehearsal space in Hollywood, and just, like, took my guitar, and I'm like, I'm gonna play loud, and, like, whatever comes out. And that's, like, with this EP, I've been trying to get more honest. I feel like sometimes it's so easy when you're writing songs to chase like a hit, like what's happening at radio, like, oh, this would be a cool song, blah, blah, blah. But like, I really want this to be super honest, like the most honest I've ever been. So that's why I'm trying to write everything by myself. And so that track right there, yeah, that's definitely inspired by a true story. I'm not gonna say, I can't say what the story is, but I will say that it was, written right after the whole Voice experience. So.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
That's
there was a
exciting.
certain someone during The Voice.
I don't know about that. I mean, hey.
Sounds like there was more exclusives.
Exclusive.
Getting all
Steamy.
AfterBuzz
With
TV
John.
exclusive.
Love that.
exclusive. Well, it's exciting to see that people from The Voice are like going on to do big things, like going on tour and working on your own music. That's really exciting because sometimes people I feel like do this and then just kind of go back to their day job. So it's nice that you're kind of going full in. And
Oh yeah, I've been playing music now for 13 years in my band. So like we moved to Nashville together, then we moved to LA. So it's always been like I knew that no matter what was gonna happen on the show, like even if I didn't get a chair, like I was gonna go back to making music. But it's just been really cool with this platform and to be a part of the Voice family. Like I played a show the other night, well a couple songs at Hotel Cafe with Allison Porter.
Oh,
like
neat.
she actually hit me.
Amazing.
Yeah, she hit me up on Instagram and was like, "Yo,
Cool.
like, would you want to do the show?" So I mean, it's been cool to even see like other contestants from other seasons kind of reach out. And,
yeah, that's right. It's a huge community. What
Yeah.
was there one piece of advice that you took from Gwen that you can really take with you now moving into having your own music career?
Yeah, actually, a lot of it with me and Gwen was with stage presence. Like sometimes I get so lost in the song, and I think it's because I'm so connected to the lyric sometimes that I forget to kind of make eye contact with the crowd and like smile like that.
Yeah.
We always kind of jokes about that, where she's like off the stage you're always smiling, but like on stage it's like so serious, you know.
I felt like that
Yeah,
a little
but-
bit with Vanessa Ferguson. I thought maybe she was a little bit more stoic on stage than she seemed off stage, because I saw her like on Snapchat and stuff, and she was so cute, and then on stage she's like very serious.
She's so cool.
I
I
love
bet.
this week. Her and Chris, have they been close throughout the season?
Ooh,
Yeah,
this week's
totally.
that was my
Because
favorite of the night.
that duet, but the little pre-package before, it was so cute
was
to
cute.
see their
Yeah.
connection and yeah, like he was saying, she's not like a high fiver or like somebody you get the
She's like so quiet
warm
and
fuzzies
chill.
from, but she was adorable and I think she's coming out of, or she was before tonight, so coming out of her
She
shell.
is just so like effortlessly cool. I feel
Yeah.
like that's how I would describe her. Yeah, and always like so nice, and it's funny like when you go to blinds, I mean, there's 100 people there, so it's like it's so
Yeah.
hard to get close with people. So like I can remember Chris walking around. He always wears a scarf, so like, and I would always be like, "Yo, Chris Blue, like scarf on," you know what I mean? And
you don't
then,
know
like,
who's gonna be the ones that would make it to the live show.
I-
You don't even know who's gonna go for the blinds, right? At that point.
Yeah, and like we don't know what happens either. So like, I'd be backstage and like, I hear somebody sing, but all the volumes cut off for us. So I'm like, did they get a chair? Like I don't know. Like we don't.
yeah,
and
it's crazy.
so then after the show, like, I don't even know if we were supposed to be doing this, but like everybody's texting each other and like,
Oh yeah, of course.
yeah, there was like
sure.
a list.
Like, what team are you on?
Exactly. So like, I think
It's like summer camp.
Yeah. Are we gonna be on the same team when we go
Like
back?
Color Wars.
it was serious. So I think Felicia, somebody had a list. Like there was a list going around
Of who was on what team?
Yeah, and then like
amazing.
every week or whatever, like the list would get texted to you, and you'd be like, "Oh man, like dope, Troy's on my team," like stuff like that. So Joe's
It's
is on
so
my
large
team.
at that time that you don't even know who everybody
Yeah.
is, I'm sure. Yeah, that's crazy. So what was it like being a comeback artist? I know that was something kind of new that The Voice did this year.
Yeah.
I'm sure that made you sweat a little bit, but what was that experience like getting to come back?
I mean, talk about going from like the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, back to the highest of highs.
I
Like
bet.
after I had already like called my family and stuff,
wow.
and I was like, all right. Well, first of all, like it was tough to lose. The knockout was hard because I
Yeah,
felt,
that was a tough one.
especially like going up against Hunter, who's so good, you know. And
We're
we-
gonna talk about Hunter.
Yeah,
Don't
so
you
we're
worry.
Still recovering.
I'm not. I haven't recovered.
We haven't recovered.
it's hard, you know.
You have a similar kind of music to him though too. It's,
Yeah,
it's
so
similar
we
styles.
So we connected, you know,
Yeah.
since the blinds. Like me and him connected like back at the blinds. So yeah, so I was like, all right, you know what? If I'm gonna lose, like at least I know that I'm gonna lose to someone who's great like Hunter, and it's all good.
Yeah.
But then it was hard to go back to the hotel and see my friends because all my really good friends went through. So I was like,
Who are you
Wait, I was-
super
all
close
right.
with? Yeah.
I mean, Lauren Dusky's one of my best friends.
Still rocking it.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my
right.
god, dude.
Johnny predicted her to be in the finals.
Yeah, like
Oh, yeah, you said that.
I'm a believer. I mean, I think she's gonna win. Like
I
I
know.
will.
I
will
mean, tonight's performance, I literally wrote, I was like, she could be winning like CMA awards and stuff at this point. Like she sounds classically trained enough as a country artist to be performing at Stagecoach.
And the coolest thing about Lauren is that we literally had lunch the other day, and she's just like chilling by the pool, like eating quesadillas.
And,
like she's the same person. She will always be the same person, and she's just So
Very
I mean,
cool.
and Lily, like we had a little crew. It was like me, Troy, Lily, Lauren, Ashley.
You guys are all kind of in the same age range too, a little bit.
That's exactly what it is.
Because like the kids that are like in school together, we had Quiz and Aliyah here, and they were like, we all are super close because we all have like to go to class together.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
like
they would go to school.
They would legit go to school. I know, it's crazy.
I remember Quiz was actually like in school.
He's like
before
13.
his knockout. Like he was like in class, took a van to the stage to do his knockout, and I think he like went back to school.
There's no way.
That's so funny.
Quiz is a rock star though,
Okay,
so I
so
mean he can do whatever he wants.
I have a question about this
Yeah.
comeback. So at what point did they let you know, hey, you're one of our comeback artists?
All right, so I'll get real. All right, so I live in LA, so the hotel we were staying at is in LA. You know,
It's
so,
right down the street.
It's right, yeah. So
Yeah,
I
it's
was
close.
kind of like sending out some texts, like not angry texts, but like, yo, like this is kind of hard. Like all my friends, like I'm thinking about maybe like going home tonight. Instead of waiting in the morning, like everybody else was flying out in the morning, and I'm like,
I got it.
You could just go home.
Oh,
Right down the
were
street.
they were they just like, you have to stay, you have to stay?
yeah. So I keep getting this text where it's like, well,
Do you want
You can't go yet.
You know what's interesting is that I noticed for all the comebacks as I was watching them, y'all were all in the same outfits that you were wearing when you were eliminated. So I thought maybe it was instantly, but I guess it wasn't.
This is how it went down. So they told us that 4 of us had an exit interview the next morning. So that's like why we couldn't leave that night. So anyway,
Sketchy.
we show up in the lobby, and it's me, Johnny Hayes, Jack, and Felicia.
One
So we're
from
like-
each team.
One from each team, and we're like,
A little shifty.
and we're like, all right. So anyway, we get in the van, and they take us to hair and makeup, and we're like, all right, why am I getting makeup put on me right now? Like, what's happening? But I didn't want to go there in my head, you know, because I was already like let down by
you were
losing.
already-
Yeah,
You've accepted it at this
yeah.
But
and-
anytime they put you on, like when you do reality, you go through all hair and makeup and everything.
So that's why, and like Jack, like I became like close with Jack, you know, Cassadee.
yeah.
And he's only 18 years old, so the whole time he's looking at me, and I'm like, don't even go there, Jack. Like, don't do it. Like, I don't know if we're coming back. Like, I don't know. So anyway, they take us to the stage, and they put us in this room next to the
all
stage.
4 of y'all together?
All 4 of us together.
Because your interviews were, like, the reveals were all separate.
So a producer came in, and they were like, all right, Felicia, you're up first. And then they took Felicia into the stage, and then
She didn't come back.
she didn't come back.
Oh my gosh!
So we're like, all
Tomorrow,
right,
Jack.
yeah.
They're
It's
like,
like 100.
bye.
It's like Survivor now. Like,
Yeah, literally. Oh my gosh, she's been eliminated.
so then I think Jack went in, gone, and then my name gets called, and I'm like, oh no, and I'm like back.
Oh my god, whoever was last.
Oh yeah. So anyway, so like I'm standing there doing an exit
it
interview,
Johnny?
you know, and I'm like, all right, I guess this really was an exit interview.
Oh, so
and
they make you do an exit
we
interview.
did an exit interview.
Oh.
and
because they interrupted your exit interview, right?
Yeah, so Gwen, like, I could hear someone kind of walking in the back, and I was like, because we were filming, so I'm like, who's walking in the back? And then it was Gwen. She popped out, and
Amazing.
But
Were
she
you-
didn't
were you
say
shocked?
like at first like why she was there. So I was almost kind of like, and if you watch
Hey.
mine's weird. I'm like, because I was so like, I don't know, I was just so like shocked.
I
at
wonder
it.
how much they told the coaches what they were telling you, like the whole lie they're telling you guys. Because I feel like she walked in and she's probably like, surprise, but like you didn't know what you were supposed to.
Oh yeah,
You know, I don't know.
and
if
it was just like the worst night of my life. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
but it was amazing, and to and then especially like running outside to see the other guys I got through, and then Johnny Hayes went last.
Amazing.
And then we all just like became like best buds after that.
Because you had to keep it quiet while everyone
Oh,
else
yeah.
couldn't keep it quiet, right?
Yeah, we couldn't tell. So one of the like this dude Nino who works on the show, he's like the best. He sent an email to the whole cast telling everybody like that we were back. So when we got back to the hotel, like all the contestants were like flipping out, but we couldn't say anything. So like even when I came back for the live episodes. I mean, like, I had to act like I wasn't there. So everybody's doing, like, you know, Instagram lives and stuff.
And Facebook, they did the group Facebook Live. I remember
Yeah.
that.
And so, like...
Oh, I do remember that, and you guys
Yeah.
were there.
And, like, there were a couple times with Troy, dude, I was laughing so hard because...
You were like in the background of snaps or something.
A couple times, like...
You could have pulled off like, oh, I was just there to watch because you do
Like,
live in
I'm-
the area.
Yeah. No, but one time Troy was like, yeah, because I was watching his Instagram live story, and Troy's like, oh, Johnny's on. He's like, dude, why don't you just come over? He's like, Johnny's only a couple rooms down. And then he's like, oh, crap. And then he stood there like frozen for a second. But, so yeah, anyway, it was being the comeback, I was so grateful to get one more opportunity especially to go to the lives.
It was also a new thing The Voice had done, and getting to go to the live shows puts you on such an even bigger platform, and it really gives you that extra bump that you need.
That's that's the goal. I feel like for everybody is to get to the lives.
To get to the lives at that point, because if you really look at it, when you look back at all the past Voice artists, you don't really remember like who came in second versus who came in 15th versus who came in 20th. Honestly, if you went to the live shows, those are the people that people remember for one reason or another, and then they remember like a few of the winners just because of like that namesake. But like, I feel like if you get to that point, the live shows, like that's making it to
totally. It's like, and it's a whole nother experience. Like the stage is massive. The rush. Like I went first that night, and so like just standing there being like, all right, after this video's done playing, I'm going live to like how many millions of people.
Yeah.
And I'm trying not to think it in my head, you know?
How has it been since?
It's been incredible. I mean, like...
What were you calling it? Elimination Island?
Yeah, so I've been hanging out...
People keep getting added to the island every week.
Yeah, you know, we got four more coming tonight over on the ferry. It's a tough one. It's a big night.
That could be like Survivor now. They make you guys all like live on some island.
Naked and afraid.
You can't even go home. You have to stay.
That would be
So
nuts.
funny.
I mean, like, yeah, it was tough being off the show.
I can
just
imagine.
because like it hits you. It's been your life for so long, and it's like
much longer than the viewers who are watching know, because they do tape things so far in advance, and you had to be quiet about it for a while. So it's been, you guys have been taping for like probably almost a year now. Like this has been a
it's
thing.
been like almost a year-long process, and like I can't stress it enough how much we become a family. And it's like I think you can see it when you watch the episodes. It's like you're happy to move on, but like you're instantly like tears are coming because like your best friend's gone or something.
Even in the promos that you watch, I know Allie's on a team that like works on promos and at NBC, and just watching them interact like while they're shooting promos together, you guys all look like friends, like genuinely.
And that's what I love so much about The Voice compared to a lot of other reality, for lack of a better term, reality competitions, because it's a competition, but you don't get that cattiness and all the drama. It's you can tell you guys genuinely, like you all love each other, you're all supporting, and you're just giving it your best, and I think that's what makes you guys stand out compared to any other show.
Exactly, and like it really doesn't get competitive. Like it can't, because like at that point you are like literally making music with your friends, you know?
Yeah, and you guys even like are vote for my friend. Like it's not even just vote for me. You guys are also supportive, which I think is so cool.
I think that all stems from calling the judges coaches. Like I genuinely think that, and like calling the contestants artists. I really think that like even just the the terminology and like the jargon that they use on the show goes a long way with how viewers like absorb it, and how you guys interact with each other.
Totally. It's like they treat us like artists. Like,
they do. I mean, you guys all look like superstars on that stage. So come to live shows, everyone looks like a celebrity.
And that's like, shout out to like the wardrobe department and like hair and makeup team.
They look amazing.
The band, Paul and the band, like they treat us like rock stars. Like, and like those guys are rock stars. Like they play with rock stars. They're like the greatest musicians ever.
Yeah.
And like we roll up in there and we're all just like, oh my god, like and they're like, all right, let's do, what do you want to do on the song? Like, do you want guitar? And it's just like they treat you like you belong there, and it's like it gives you that boost of confidence, and you're like, all right, you know what, maybe I do belong here. Like, all right, let's do this. So
and you'll have those experiences and those videos and everything now forever that you can use like with your own personal career, which it really doesn't get any better than that. Like you have like millions of views on your auditions, and you know what I mean. All of
it's
you guys.
like I was so I flew to Nashville 2 weeks ago, and it was right after I was eliminated. So I had this layover in the Denver airport. And I'm just like sitting there eating my food, and there's like some people looking, and I'm just like, what are they looking at, And then like they'd come up, and I'm like, do I know you? And like, so now it's been happening like a lot,
It's amazing.
And it's funny with Voice fans because it's like it's almost like they feel like they know you, you know? So it's like because we've been on this thing now for so long together that it's like it's not like going up to some like dude in a band or whatever. It's like literally like, hey, we're friends. So like, what's up?
They've seen you in some like really vulnerable times,
Totally.
And
they give a background on every artist too, and their story and stuff. So everyone gets. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that people get so invested like us.
Kind of like the first time Johnny came on, and I knew like his favorite candy and his favorite song.
that was awesome.
It was so creepy. I'm that girl.
Speaking on that note, why don't we talk about tonight's episode? There's tons to talk about, so we'll just start breaking it down. Starting with your winning pick, Lauren Dusky, Team Blake. She's saying "Ghost in This House." I can't even begin to pronounce the artist that is. Shenandoah.
Shenandoah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm terrible with that. But just we were chatting about her a minute ago. But she is just so talented. This was such an emotional, raw performance, and I think it really just showcased how talented and like what a gifted person she is.
Beautiful. And I loved the whole, I'm a big fan of obviously The Voice, but then the whole package of the performance, like that set was gorgeous.
Beautiful.
It was with the like the smoke and the I loved it.
And her dress was beautiful.
She was just beautiful. The whole package. Yeah, absolutely.
It was definitely her like in her element too.
Mm-hmm.
Like with those songs she slays. And like I feel like that's kind of like a picture of the artist that she's gonna be and like what kind of album she's gonna make. So yeah, to do that song right before like to get into the finale, like I feel like it was like a perfect pick.
It really was.
Yeah,
It was
that's a
slam
performance
dunk.
that I could see at, like the CMAs or she
actually
like you were
made
saying
it-
Stagecoach.
Yeah,
Totally.
she actually made it to #1 on iTunes yesterday.
Which is
I saw that, which is
Crazy.
crazy. Which is
Amazing.
crazy.
She was literally above Justin Bieber.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if she won, and we've been saying this from the beginning.
Yeah.
She is definitely
#1 on iTunes,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that was like that's like Jordan Smith status. He was like racking in #1 on iTunes. So to see her get to do that was, pretty amazing.
And her voice is so distinct too. Like
it
you
is.
know it's her every single time, which I think that's like a special thing, and it's hard to find that. you
And
know?
I also think it was an interesting week to be #1 on iTunes because there were so many new songs that came out
Yeah,
last
Miley.
week.
It's
been a big-
Miley's music,
Yeah.
Niall Horan's
Yeah.
new music, Harry Styles had a new song last
Yeah.
week. So just to be able to and Despacito, Justin Bieber's song is still really high up there. So to be #1 on the charts this week in particular, when new summer music is coming out,
Totally.
is huge because
Yeah.
it's not just like any random time of year. She just beat out some of the biggest names in the music industry.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
And it's really cool, like you said, that she's remained so humble and
Oh my God.
still herself. And
Sit down.
yeah,
No, we
That's
literally
really
like
cool.
text like
She was
oh,
above that one.
No, she's like so chill. Like the one thing about Lauren is she is like absolutely like the chillest person in the room too. So
Ugh.
I could not be any happier for
So
her.
pretty too. Come on.
Yeah, yeah, she's
literally
The whole
a queen.
package. No,
she really
absolutely.
is.
Yeah.
The first duet of the night was Aliyah and Hunter. They sang "Let It Go" by James Bay, which is a personal favorite song of mine. Love that song. They are two of like my favorites from this show. We've had Aliyah here, and everyone knows I love Hunter to death. So I thought it was good, and their harmonies were nice. I don't think it was my favorite performance from either of them, but it was nice to see them get to perform together.
It was cool because that's not a pair that I would.
Me either.
They're
Yeah.
so
I mean,
opposite
Lauren
in
and
their.
Brenly were obvious, but like
Yeah,
those
no,
two.
absolutely. And I thought the song was gorgeous on both of but specifically Hunter's voice. But it was it was cool to see Aliyah do something that
That was out of her
That was
element.
out of her
Yeah.
element, So it worked for him, and it was a challenge for her, and
Yeah, it definitely showed versatility for her.
It's interesting because they're very different, and then you try to think, well, who should they have been paired up with? But it kind of makes sense that two different artists coming together, and I thought it was really good.
And I think we always forget that Hunter's only like 21 years old.
Yeah,
too.
oh, gosh.
Which is, you know what I mean? It's like everyone talks about like there being like younger kids on the show and like, but like even Hunter only being 21 years old,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
never really
he
playing a
comes
show
across so
before.
much older to me.
Yeah. Oh
Maybe
man.
because
so
he's like
much-
married, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of maybe adds to it, but yeah, he's incredible. Next up was T Soul with Team Blake, and he sang Aretha Franklin.
That
which
pink suit.
I would have, and the tight
I know,
pants.
pink suit.
Dude's been
High
killing the
Soul.
suit game every
was
week.
amazing.
Every week.
I thought that like he travels around the stage really well, and it was really nice watching him. It felt very natural. He has a great stage presence, and like just being able to rock that whole outfit and like be able to sing that song he sang "Ain't No Way." It was really cool to see him kind of own the whole stage like that.
And he's like a performer as much as
Yeah.
he is a singer. He's, I think, a great performer too.
Oh yeah, he's got the whole package. I mean, like, and for him, it's about going out there and just like being a superstar, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he loves like that moment. Like you can tell, like some people go up there and like they might look a little nervous or tense, but you can tell the second he gets up there, he is like in his zone, you know.
He just thrives
and
on
I
it.
love that.
Yeah. That's
Like when he
amazing.
laid down on the stage.
Oh god.
I love that.
So with
He committed.
him, when you you see them in rehearsals, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so-
it depends on who like you're going in front of and after, but yeah, we've all seen each other rehearse.
Okay,
at some
so
point.
like say the week when you lay it on the floor, does he do that in rehearsal, or is that something that just comes out over him
No,
in the
I
moment?
think like some of it he might plan it out, but some of it is like in the moment. He actually, I remember for his first live show, because he went on the Monday and I went on the Tuesday. So after his performance, he was hanging out in our room with me and Mark, and he was telling me he did this thing where he like dropped to his knees and like kind of flipped and came back up, and that was total spur of the moment. And he was
Wow.
like redoing the whole thing in the room, and we're just like, this is crazy. Yeah.
See, I love that.
Stunt
Like, just
man.
feeling in the
Team soul.
moment. Like,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
I think
Yeah.
you have to, you know, because
Yeah.
if you go up there and you're like, all right, now I have to walk to the right, and then
Yeah.
you're gonna forget about
But
the
that's what
lyrics
I
and the
loved
song.
about
and,
you when you first came out was your dance moves. Like
Oh, yeah,
they were
yeah.
so, they were just cute because you could tell they weren't planned out. You were just jamming, and it was awesome.
It's like I'm so used to having a guitar, so
Right.
like especially for the blind, I was like, all right, where am I going next?
dancing
like,
it out.
Yeah. So then I'm like, there's no band up here. Like this is the big stage. So I'm like, you know, it was weird. Yeah.
Wait, so they do give you that flexibility when you're on stage to be like this, you know, they give you the choreography, but then you can kind of like do your own thing too. Is that how
Oh
it
yeah,
works?
totally.
Okay.
I mean, like in that moment, there's definitely times where like even vocally, like, I mean, you want to have like, you know, a program that you're trying to stick to, just because like I feel like then you can really like nail it. But sometimes like the moment just kind of takes over, and you're like, you know what, maybe I can hit this note that will be a special like moment for me. You know?
Nice.
So yeah, and T Soul is that guy. Like I feel
Yeah.
like he goes out there and it's like you don't know what's gonna happen, and that's why I like how he ends up on the floor all the time.
He does. Yeah, he's great. Next up was Brenly, who was on. I don't believe you were on the same team. Oh, you know, you were on the same team for the live. So she's on Team Gwen.
Yeah, and she's my homie.
Yeah,
Like,
she sang
yeah.
Suds in the
Cutie.
Bucket by Sarah Evans. She was playing guitar, and I loved that they had dressed her down a little bit this time. She was in like the denim skirt, and
she was very age appropriate.
she looked her age because I
Yeah.
feel like they've had her in these like really heavy long dresses and like long sleeves and like updos, and I was like, she's like a 15-year-old girl. Can we like let her like dress like a little country star? And they did, and it was great. I thought she looked adorable.
The boots and
And
everything.
she's a
Yeah.
she's a good guitar player too.
Yeah,
Like,
she
I
is.
went
And
to,
we haven't really seen her play much.
Yeah, and like we became me and her and her mom Misty, who's I feel like she was even featured a couple times in the show. Like it's funny because all the minors, their families are there with them.
Yeah.
They
So
have to have a parent or a guardian
yeah,
there. Yeah.
So you become, you know, really good friends with the family too.
Yeah.
Like even Quiz's dad was like my dude.
Oh, he
you
was
know?
amazing. He was here with
Yeah.
us. He had a
Oh,
team
yeah,
quiz
dude,
match.
how awesome
Yeah.
is he?
He was awesome.
But I remember I became really friendly with Brenly and her mom Misty, and then right after the blinds, like during the break, she had a little show at Hotel Cafe, and she was like, "Yo, you should come check out Brenly." And I went, and it was her with like an acoustic guitar, just like killing it up there. And I'm like, who is this? Like I had no idea.
Right.
So I'm not surprised at all, like how far she went.
Yeah.
And she's what, 15 years
Yeah.
old?
I said she reminded me of Emily Ann Roberts from a few seasons ago, who came in second, but
Yeah.
she was a young country artist, and she's had a very, very successful career and has like over 100,000 followers now, and is like,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
she's gonna kill it,
touring.
and she's even playing CMA Fest.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, which
and
is
she
which is
toured
huge.
with Zach Sebo from her season. So yeah, there's definitely been some success, especially in the country scene with these voiceovers.
Yeah.
I think they go really.
Brenly, Nashville will be calling for Brenly.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't-
she's
I
on
don't
on
doubt
the
that.
on her
I-
first flight out.
I
Yeah.
personally was hoping that Brendan would go to the top 4.
Yeah,
But, you know.
unfortunately.
It's kind of surprising. Like I feel like she could have been there.
We-
Just because
Yeah.
I thought that because for the age, but then I guess with Aliyah maybe.
We also like kind
true.
of knew it was gonna be her or Lauren because they really do split the
It's
votes.
like
very-
that,
Yeah, that's true. And them going up against each other in the duet too was kind
Yeah,
of like, who's your pick?
it kind of did make it who's your pick. But next up for a duet was Chris Blue and Vanessa Ferguson,
Oh,
which
And
is
I
great.
loved
Loved
This
it.
was my favorite performance
Yeah.
of the night by far. They sang "If I Ain't Got You" by Alicia Keys, and you see Alicia
Yeah.
like beaming because they're on her team. They just really complimented each other.
I loved it, and I felt like that really, like we were talking about earlier, how Vanessa is very refined and put together.
Yeah.
And that duet, because whether it was with something that Chris brought out of her or not, they seemed like they were comfortable and having fun and just really enjoying it up there.
Totally.
It was so cool to see them do an Alicia Keys song, and you could tell like what Dani just said. She was beaming and like so proud of them and was
She was.
so
She's
into
like a
it.
proud
Just,
mom.
just like
Yeah.
everyone else, like we were so into it while we were watching. So it was really cool.
I love the way like she loves them. Alicia loves
Yeah.
them. Like even on her Instagram stories, like it's always about them. It's like her in the back of an Uber, like talking about
It's like her
Vanessa.
kids.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, I thought they put on like a master class of like they're just professionals. You
Yeah.
know? And it's cool to see like two people that are just like know what they're doing. They are so damn good. Like they are professionals. So yeah, it was cool to watch that.
It was. That's like definitely one I would go buy on iTunes. That duet. It was.
Yeah.
It was special.
Definitely. It was I think that was charting well.
Yeah,
too.
it was. It was also trending on YouTube at like number
Damn,
13.
really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Next up was God, I don't even know if I'm ready to talk about it. Hunter played
Oh, man.
Team Gwen. He sang With or Without You by U2. I just think that he showed so much diversity every week. Like, he had the guitar this time. I literally wrote, he must win. When is his concert and when can I get tickets? That was before I knew that he was eliminated, obviously, which is the most heartbreaking thing in Voice history, in my opinion, because I think we're hearing something.
Oh.
I don't know what we're hearing.
I don't know what we're
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
But now
Rest in peace on it.
we're singing,
this song. Are you kidding me?
we're singing really some sad music.
Some
regarding
morning
Hunter.
music.
Oh.
It's Boys to Met. Say goodbye to yesterday, right? Nice.
Well, now that we're all crying from that song, yeah. So, needless to say, I'm pretty heartbroken. I was like on Voice Save Hunter. There was even one girl who tweeted that Allie and I were laughing about before the show. She tweeted something along the lines of, here, she said, like, I'll donate my firstborn son to NBC if Hunter makes it through. # Voice Save Hunter. So
Nice.
shout out to Ellie K. Lawrence because I retweeted you. I thought that was great.
I like that.
And I agree.
We were sitting
That
in my
was
room, like,
amazing.
retweeting
Panicking.
Voice Save
It's a
Hunter.
bold move. I like that.
So, what are your thoughts on this team? Because I know that all of us were kind of hoping Hunter would make it to the Final Four.
Yeah, I mean, not last week, week before, I think we were all saying
We jumped on the Hunter bandwagon a few
Hunter
weeks ago.
bandwagon. I loved Hunter. I definitely saw him in the top 4. If not, like we were saying, I wouldn't have been surprised if he won.
I just think that the people that he appeals to don't necessarily vote in the same way that the people that like Lauren and certain artists really pull from middle America, where
Yeah.
a lot of people vote. And I honestly think that you might have run into that issue a little bit as well, just being a similar artist to Hunter. Like, sometimes people, especially like in California, for example, where you perform and where you live now, like, we don't vote until later, and it's like, oh, you can't save. You know, sometimes I just think that hurts people.
Yeah, and I think with Hunter, I love that dude. Like
Yeah,
like
oh,
I said, we connected
good.
back at the Blinds. He's a real artist. Like, I know that he already has so much music ready to go.
Yeah,
Isn't
him
he
and
like
his
a
brother.
writer
It's
and
him-
producer, and
Yeah,
he does it all?
like there were a
tour.
few. I mean, like, yeah. So he's starting a band with his brother. They're gonna be
Plague
called
Music?
Plague. Yeah. And he played me some of that stuff, and it's awesome. What was really cool about Hunter too is that, like, you know, when we figure out like what our song's gonna be that week, like, you can rearrange it and all that kind of stuff, and try to make a demo in your room and send it to the band to see what the deal is. And with Hunter, they were actually using some of his like stems in the performances, and like no one ever talked about that, but like little like synth noises that Hunter was doing on his laptop in his hotel room, like that were actually coming through the speakers and like being played during the performance. So
Wow.
for Hunter, I feel like, I mean, for him to be able to launch a new project like this, like his debut project with all these fans, all this momentum, like I feel like he got exactly what he needed out of this, and he's gonna go on and to be this like really dope indie artist. And like,
Yeah, I
he's-
mean,
and he is so young. Like I like
literally
you're saying,
crazy.
forget about
Yeah.
it. He's 21. So.
yeah. So
Yeah.
But kind of shocking because
Oh, yeah.
he was again like topping the charts, and his
Yeah, I'm
YouTube
shocked.
videos.
I
yeah.
bought all of his all of his iTunes songs
Yeah.
right away.
Yeah.
I mean, like, but I think you kind of nailed it a little bit with like the voting. But a lot of it again though is on Twitter. Like I don't know. Yeah. But
Yeah.
it was kind of and for me it's a little tough that Brenly and Hunter as a Team Gwen member.
I know.
For Team Gwen not to have a member.
I'm actually
in the
shocked
finale,
by that.
Like what the heck? Like
It's
how did
funny
that even
because
happen?
like 2 weeks ago I was like, Gwen's gonna win somehow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like pretty sure
Yeah.
Gwen was gonna win. Yeah, it's pretty upsetting to see her not in the finale. I think that might have actually happened to her last time.
Really?
Oh no, I correct. Jeffrey Austin was in the finale last time with Gwen, but Pharrell didn't have anyone in the finale. Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah, and I feel like Gwen's team, like, especially when, you know, Hunter and Brenly came along, like, I remember, like, a bunch of us looked at each other, like, me and Chosen, and we're just like, damn, like, our team got really good.
They were both stolen too,
Yeah.
Gwen.
Yeah.
And
I
you know
forgot
what?
about that.
You know what I think is
Yeah.
interesting is that the 3 that needed to be saved went Adam, Gwen, and that Gwen's team might have split the votes a little bit in the way that Adam posted and everyone that likes Adam
Yeah.
went and retweeted for Jesse, whereas I think the people who follow and love Gwen probably went like halvesies.
There's 2 people.
Yeah, and I
you're right
think
about that.
That happens.
I'd be really interested to see, because it was 1, 2, 3 automatically made it, who that 4th was, because the 4th, 5th, and 6th, right?
I bet you
Yeah.
it was Hunter.
all sing, and there is an order, but then you know those middle 3 all had to sing. So we're gonna. I
Yeah.
don't know.
And it was wild, too, because, so I've tried to watch every single episode, like, live. We have a cool, like, NBC feed that we can watch.
the East Coast
The
feed.
East Coast feed, you know? So, like, I've been watching that, but today I was like running around LA, like I was trying to get home, and with traffic out here.
Yeah.
So like it was like 4:55, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get home. So I literally watched this episode parked on the side of the road.
Where were you?
I was on Wilshire. Literally parked on the side of the road watching like on my phone.
To be able to live vote and tweet.
Yeah. Because I wanted to make sure I get those hashtags out. Yeah.
Because you have to get the hashtags out literally right when everyone's leaving work, like in traffic. Like, there's probably accidents on Tuesday evenings because people
Because
are
of
live
The Voice.
saving from The Voice in their
Voice
car.
save Lily.
Voice save crash. Be careful, y'all. No texting and driving, especially no tweeting. Anyway, I think we can move on from Hunter now that I've had my moment of peace for that. I will move on and I will buy his album and I will go see him and his brother on tour.
Yeah.
I'll tell him you said what's up.
I'll
I'll tell him he's got a big fan over here.
He really, I love that kind of music, that like alternative indie music, and he just hit the nail on the head. I hadn't seen anyone like him on The Voice before, and it was just such a unique, cool, different experience and a great sound. So
His
loved him.
band stuff sounds dope.
It
too,
does. I
so.
can't wait to hear
How
it. So.
similar is it to what he's been doing on The Voice? I'm curious.
It's got a cool vibe of like, it's definitely a mix between like Coldplay and The Weeknd.
Cool.
If I could kind of.
I could literally see Blake Music tiny print Coachella next year. I'm not even kidding. Like,
Dude, and his brother's like a beast too, like
Yeah, I
with
was looking at their
programming and
stuff
stuff
online.
too. Yeah, so yeah, Hunter's gonna be fine. Like
Yeah,
I
I
don't
agree.
have a doubt in my mind that
yeah.
Hunter's gonna do well.
Like I said, like when it comes down to it, once you're in this top group, like when you get out isn't always that important because he made it to the second to last show. Like, what are you gonna
Totally.
do? I mean, but there would have been one more live performance we would have seen from him. So
Especially now with social media stuff.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
mean,
that's
he's
really like
grown
you walk
huge,
away.
too.
That's like Mark is my boy, and Mark was eliminated last week, right?
Yeah, and I was shocked by that.
But dude, Mark has like 25,000, maybe more now, Instagram followers.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't even think he had an Instagram before the show started. And he's 18. So like
Yeah.
picture that, dude. Like you walk away within a couple and you have 25,000 Instagram followers.
yeah,
like,
hey,
dude.
you can't buy that kind of.
And he
you know,
deserves it because Mark is
yeah,
the man. Like I
he
love
is.
that kid.
Speaking of young contestants, we have Aliyah, Team Blake, up next, and she's saying "I Can Only Imagine" by Mercy Me. To be honest, it wasn't my best from her, but she continues to deliver every single week, and it gives us something different every week, which I think people love.
Yeah.
I liked how she slowed it down.
She did, but
Also-
what were the backup dancers? I must talk about them because I know we've talked about how Aliyah needs her own Disney show, but I feel like she got it tonight.
No, but that was so, because that song, being from Texas, like that song my dad has on a CD in his car.
Oh, does he?
Like, so when he sang it, I could
right.
just picture my dad at home watching, because he watches and he's a fan. So
Is he a Leah fan?
yeah, well, my mom and my dad are also big Johnny fans. I think
okay.
because
sweet.
like they think that they know you now.
Yeah.
Shout out to mom and dad.
We're tight. We're tight. We're tight.
My mom will probably come to one of your shows this summer.
Nice.
But yeah, no, the gospel choir in the background and like, I mean, I think I thought it was still beautiful. Just definitely, like you're saying, different from.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
be
Things we're
honest, I
seeing.
thought we were going to be tweeting to save Aliyah. I did. I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I always kind of knew she was going to be going to this top 8. I didn't know if she was going to make it straight through to the top 4. So I'm so stoked for her
Yeah.
that we didn't have to save her and she did that all on her own.
Yeah.
Like pretty proud of her because, like I said, I wasn't sure if she was someone that would like totally rack in the votes like that, but she does and she did. And
She's been killing it with the votes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, she it's been kind of cool to watch her grow on the show too, especially last week. I mean, that was like she had such a moment.
oh yeah, she did. That moment last week is going to carry her through all the way. to the
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
It was incredible, and I think people are like really attached to her now.
Yeah.
She's definitely like winning over America.
When you
Yeah.
make people feel something and connect to you, they connect you as an artist and don't even care what you sing. We've talked about that before. Like
Yeah.
once you connect to someone, like honestly, even if Hunter just got up there and like did a handstand this week, I would have voted for him because I'm so connected to him.
you're a
as an
fan.
artist.
Yeah.
I'm a
everyone's
fan.
You
so-
become fans of your artists and you
Yeah.
follow
Yeah.
them.
And then
Yeah.
you follow them. Next up was Jesse Larson, Team Adam. He sang a Chris Stapleton song, and he then sang a Chris Stapleton song again tonight for the save. His high notes were strong. What do you guys think?
Dude, I think
go ahead.
Jesse's the man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think the dude is a beast. Like,
He's
I don't
great.
know how he does it. Like, his guitar playing skills are like I will nerd out on here for like an hour. Like you'll need a whole new like AfterBuzz
Whole
TV
new
like
show for Jesse's
nerding out
guitar
about
stuff.
Jesse's guitaring.
Wait, I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah, because like what he does,
And he makes his own
He
guitars.
makes his own guitars. Like he played with Prince. Like
So
he worked
cool.
for Prince. Like
That's insane.
No,
That's,
one-
like,
no
just
one ever even
casual.
like talks about
did
it.
he talk
yeah.
to you about that a lot?
Yeah. Like what was
That's really
funny
cool.
too is like I didn't really know Jesse too well until we came back for like battles and knockouts, and then I remember we were both kind of like the rock guys, you know. So like just talking backstage and stuff, and like he started telling me about how like he makes his own guitars and like when he was
Wow,
working
amazing.
for like Prince, and I'm like, dude. And then you hear him sing, and I think Adam nailed it with he does have this kind of CeeLo tone to his voice.
Somewhere between CeeLo and Sundance Head.
Yeah, but
like weirdly enough.
and that's why I think Jesse like could be a sleeper like top 2. I mean
He
like
pulls
it's
votes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, and I think he's like like people relate to the dude. It's like because you know what he kind of embodies like the voice. Like he just has a dope voice.
And he's
You know
not, and he's not like the guy who like cares as much about like wearing the fancy outfits or doing the crazy hair and makeup. He just like is up there and he's him.
Yeah.
It is about, like you're saying, the voice.
Yeah.
The principle of what the show stands
like
for. Yeah.
me, I'm like, all right, where's the leather jacket? I need the sweetest leather. Like, you know what I mean? Though it's
Yeah,
like
no, I do.
Jesse gets up there and like he doesn't need anything. Like he's gonna go up there and he's gonna rip a solo in your face, and and your face is gonna be on the floor, and you have to pick it back up again. And then he's gonna sing and crush it, and then you're like, how do I not love this guy? You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a massive Jesse fan.
And they shared last night on the show that he's about to be a dad,
So
which is
sweet.
so cool. And
Congrats
now
to
he's
him.
going to the
And he's
final
gonna be the
four. That's
best
really
dad
cool.
ever. Like-
Yeah, he is.
Dude, and Chris,
Cool
I
dad.
think Chris joked about it tonight where like he does these hugs. Like Jesse hugs you and like lifts you up off the ground.
Oh, so funny.
And it's just like every time you're just like, there I go. Yeah, and
So sweet.
yeah. So I mean, I'm a big Jesse fan, and I'm so happy for the dude. Like,
Yeah, me as well.
Yeah, I'm so happy for him.
Next up was the duet we've all been waiting for, Lauren and Brenly. I knew this was coming from the second they started doing duets. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
when are they coming?
And it was a rematch, right? Because they battled it out
They did.
together.
It was
Yeah.
Good-Hearted Woman, but it was Leanne Rimes, but this time it was not as much of a battle as it was a performance
true
together.
duet.
Yeah, I think personally for me, showing them side by side, it did show me a little bit that Lauren has just a bit of an edge on Brenly, and I think that just is age and maturity and experience. So I'm ecstatic that Lauren's going through, but sad to see Brenly go. But like I said, I think they did split a lot of the votes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And Brenly, like, since she is so young, has so much ahead of her,
Yeah.
you know, to grow. And, I mean, that girl has such a bright future ahead.
Yeah, she does.
I think that's the thing with this season in particular that has me so on edge is because I don't have a pegged, this one's
Winner.
winning
Me
for sure.
either.
This one's top 4, and it's been that way since the top. I'd say top 12. Do you think? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just been so hard because everybody is so.
And every week
great
it's kind
in
of
there.
changed a little bit who we thought was
Yeah.
going to go through.
Well, you were just mentioned Allison Porter earlier, and like from her blind audition, you knew Allison was winning. They set her up to win. I felt the same way about Jordan. I even felt that way about Sundance. So it's like to see this season where I still don't know in the top 4 who the
I
winner's
kind
going
of
to
have
be.
Yeah.
like in my mind who I think will win, but
It's not as clear as it has been in the past. Like there was not a shadow of a doubt that Jordan Smith was losing.
yeah,
the show.
right. But
Yeah.
that's my point. Is there? I wouldn't be surprised at this point if any one of the 4. You know,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
have
they're
a set.
all like so good in their own way too. Like everybody this season has been so different. Like, and I feel like to see like indie artists and like like a rock dude like me who comes from like a
Yeah.
not like a class. Like I feel like
Not what you're used to seeing on the Voice.
yeah, like usually like you see a rock dude and it's like singing just like Aerosmith songs. It's like, but like I wanted to sing Selena Gomez songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of the producers kept saying they're like season 12, like you guys are weird. Like it's a weird, you know, it was like a different group.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will say Allison Porter's incredible.
She
like
is.
even when she performed, was it last week or 2 weeks? Like
Yeah, she did her new song. I mean, she's a goddess. She
and like
really is.
watching that, I was just like, damn. Like and then
She's from my hometown. Shout out to Agora Hills.
Oh yeah, Canyon Club.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I played there. Yeah.
Really, I love
yeah.
that. That's where I grew up.
Nice, yeah, it's beautiful.
Canyon
up
Club
there.
is a great venue.
Dude, that place is
actually.
awesome. I love that place.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, it's tough. Like I don't know if it's because me and Lauren are so tight, but I think my money's on Lauren.
I
would
agree with you.
with
I agree with that.
But speaking of other potential winners, I think that he has a close second is Chris Blue, who's
Yeah.
up next.
Yep.
He's Team Alicia, and he's saying "Take Me to the King." Woo! This was like a spiritual experience.
Yeah.
This was top of the charts. This was also trending on YouTube. I mean, this was powerful. It was emotional. Like, I literally was like, he can sing.
That's where my money
They
is
had
at,
the choir. Like, come on. They gave him the full setup, which sometimes leads me to believe when they do that and they give you the high production value.
When they give you the choir.
I'm serious.
When the choir's on.
Aaliyah had backup dancers. There's no way that girl was going home. She had a full-on pop star experience. So your money's on Chris? Why?
But I've just been a fan since the beginning. Whereas throughout, Lauren's really grown on me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she's incredible, but from the beginning, I've thought Chris had something.
I mean, he's shown that he's really special, and I think that it also shows that he's really confident in himself, and that comes through. I think,
but in a humble way, because there's nothing that I hate more than, like, I call it my sniffer. I feel like I have a good people sniffer of, like, even if I don't know them, I can tell, like, oh, they're too, or. I just love seeing humility shine through, and so for him, I obviously don't know him, but is that
when
case?
I first watched his blind audition, I was like, who is that? Like, because he's always, like, chilling on the couch, like, super calm. You know what I mean? Like, you would never, dude, a lot of people with a voice like that and to be able to move like that, they would be like, they'd be like stuck up or like, him, like, we didn't even know that existed in him, you know?
He is Bruno Mars. He was last week.
Every episode, like, every performance of his, it's like a halftime show. It's like a Super Bowl halftime show. He belongs playing, like, arenas, like, because he embodies it all. Like, he's a true entertainer too. It's just fun. Like, I want to see what he does next, you know?
True. Next up was who he did his duet with, which was Vanessa Ferguson, and she sang Superstar, and I loved that they had her in a dress tonight. It was such a softer look. She looked absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. She really hit those notes as well. Sad to see such a talent go, but again, I mean, we're down to the cream
Everyone
of the crop.
is so talented.
Yeah, there's no one.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, starting in, like, the live shows, like, it's hard to see anyone go because everyone at that point is, like, the best of the best.
It's tough. With her too, it's like she kind of comes from, like, a hip hop background too.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I don't think people realize that. Like, she's like a sick rapper too.
She rapped last week.
Yeah, and so for her to be up there, like, singing like that, like, she sounds like Alicia Keys sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
she does.
It's unbelievable, you know. So
she sang Superstar. I think I said that. I can't remember. But
yeah. So I'm a big, and she's always rocking a cool hat. Like, her hat game is strong.
Oh yeah,
so,
Yeah.
have to say that.
And she similar to Teasel, like, when she came in, I think she already had a really big fan base.
Yeah,
correct?
because she's like she's been doing this. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So I think, like we were saying, regardless of tonight's elimination, she'll be just.
She's a professional.
Totally.
Yeah. I mean,
She's
I think at this point, all you guys have, like, pretty solid. If you want to pursue music as your career, I feel like this gave you the opportunity to
a great
do so.
platform.
And it was really
Yeah.
cool. So those awkward moments where, like, you're waiting to go on stage and stand there and see, like, who's gonna you know, be sent home. We were waiting to go up there our night, and then Adam came over, and, like, usually, like, it's weird. Like, there's not, like, a ton of interaction, like, during the show backstage. It's like usually, like, someone has somewhere to be, but Adam came up to us, like, on his own, and he was like, "Listen, you guys," he's like, "you guys all already won." He's like, "When we started our band, like, we had 3 fans that, like, I used to have to beg to come to our shows." He's like, "You guys are walking away. Like, look at what you guys are doing." He's like, "It's up to you guys now. It's like, it's what you guys do with all this."
Yeah,
you know.
it's
And I
very
thought
true.
that was so cool of him to do that, and it kind of, like, calmed us all down because, like, it's stressful walking up there and being like, "Oh God, please say my name. Please say my name."
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And he's right. It's like, I feel like to get to this point, like, what a cool platform.
Think
for
about
everybody.
how many people audition and try out and everything every year to be able to get to where you were. You're one in a million, honestly.
Yeah, and a lot of people who were on the show this season, other seasons, have tried multiple times to be on the show, and, you know,
Never
now,
made it to the live shows.
never
Yeah.
made it, and now you guys, you know, you made it so far. It's so cool.
It is. And then last duet of the night was Jessie and T-Soul. This was epic. They sang "I Wish" by Stevie Wonder. I love this. Second favorite performance of the night. The duets really sold me. They were amazing.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
This was special. What do you guys think?
I love their interaction with each other. They're so fun, and I thought it was great. I agree with you. It was really fun.
This tonight, because obviously I think Jessie is so talented, but I think tonight and continuously over the past really recent couple weeks, he's really continued to, like, put himself on my map, so to speak, as far as he wasn't somebody from the beginning that I pegged, but like you're saying, he's so talented and he's insanely just what's the word I'm looking for? Like just so unique.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think tonight really showed that, especially with him and T-Soul. So
I love how Adam has his back too. Like you can tell Adam loves him.
Yeah, he
And
does.
Adam sees something in him, which is awesome. And I love watching Adam like, listen, if you like me, vote for Jesse. Like if you're a Maroon 5 fan, vote for Jesse. Like all that.
He pulled that with Mark too. He's like, I'm gonna personally invest in his
Dude,
future.
he loves Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because how
That's
do you
nice.
not love Mark? Like Mark's seriously like the nicest kid ever.
I still
Yeah.
want Mark to sing Despacito by
I know.
Justin Bieber.
Bummer.
Just because I love that song.
He did make a good pick that week, though. Okay, so if we want to just quickly say who you think is going to take it all home next week. I know we kind of already got your two, but let's do it again just for
Your
kicks.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Predictions. I think Lauren.
You think Lauren?
I think Chris.
Yeah. I also think Chris too. I don't know. I think maybe a lot has to
I
do with
think-
their performance Monday.
My personal vote goes. Oh, I feel bad for saying this, but my personal vote goes to Chris. But I wouldn't be upset if.
And I can agree with you on that, and I think that's only because Lauren's grown on me, and I think that's because I'm not personally a big country fan,
Yeah.
and I think that's why I personally connect more with Chris and his style of music, because that's
Yeah.
more the genres
Right.
that I choose to listen to, and that's who I would vote for. But I think, just from like an objective point of view, they're equally talented.
Yeah, and I
Definitely.
completely wouldn't be surprised at all if
either
Lauren
one.
or
Yeah.
even Jesse. I don't know. I don't know that I see. I could be surprised, but I don't necessarily have my money on Aliyah as far as winning the whole shebang.
I'm just stoked
that
for
face.
Aaliyah. I'm just stoked for Aaliyah that she made it as far as she did.
No,
honestly.
exactly.
Because
This
I
is
don't think any of
huge
us
for
had
her.
her
I
in
didn't
our
have
top
this pick.
four. So.
Last week
Oh,
I
yeah.
did. I
Oh,
put
you
her in
did?
there last week because I was like, you know what? I could see that performance from last week carrying her forward, and I think
But
it did.
Chris has been on my back when I had the app.
Yeah.
sick.
You don't
Chris
have
was
the
on
app
there.
anymore.
But then I boycotted the app. Remember? Because then when they brought you back, you couldn't add. I couldn't add
you
you,
couldn't
and then I
add,
had
yeah.
2 holes on my team, and I was like, I'm not supporting
You're
this
like, I'm
app.
done with this app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, we want Johnny.
And then do you think Lauren?
I think definitely it's going to be between Lauren and Chris. I got to go with my girl, though. I got to go with Lauren.
Yeah, I don't think any of us.
And when I say
are wrong.
Lauren, I'm not saying I like Lauren and Chris the same.
I think-
you know what I mean.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just think
Oh my
Lauren,
God,
but I
yeah.
love Chris too. You know.
Yeah.
But-
Dude, Chris is like, he could be Usher. It's
I
like,
know.
it's unbelievable, you know? I just had, Lauren's like my homie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be, like, Jesse, like,
Yeah, I
So he
know.
could
I
be
know.
sleeper.
Will you be at the?
I think so. I'm going to weasel my way in there.
Yeah.
I went to one of them, and I was telling you guys, I was like,
In general admission.
we had the wrong ticket. Yeah. And
So
I
you
was
gotta
like,
bring your pass next time.
yeah, I was like in general admission, and it was like kind of strange.
People in the
Maybe
audience
I'll
were
try
Yeah.
to like
We should all go.
sneak in all the way
finale
like a
is a
hat
tough
and
one.
Yeah.
like the sitting on the shoulders in the cartoons where
Yeah.
they wear the trench coat.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. You're already a little tall for that, but you can stack someone small on top
It's
of you.
it's like a really like not an easy thing to get into. I was like going up to the security guard. I'm like, yo, I was like, I'm on the show, and he's like back in the line.
Oh my gosh,
I was
that's
like,
crazy.
oh, no.
You're like harsh reality. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
I was like, all right, I'm off. All
It
right,
is. Well,
elimination.
Well, Elimination Island, who cares? Because you are all winners in my eyes. And you're going on this big tour, so remind us again where and when they
Yeah,
can
so
see you.
so you can find if you're in LA, you can find me Hotel Cafe the first 3 Friday nights, and I'm having Lily's coming up and doing some music with me, like a lot of voice contestants
Of June, correct?
of June,
Okay.
and then June 23rd, 24th, 25th. Yeah, end of June, we're gonna be up in the Northeast with Troy Ramey doing
And
some shows.
where can they find you on social media if they
So
want to?
everything is at Johnny Sings, and yeah, I've got some music on my website, which is
Cool.
thejohnnygates.com, and
check it
maybe
out,
I'll
guys.
sneak another new song on there.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And team, where can they find you?
Go ahead.
Oh, me first. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. You can find me on all social media at Brooke Lacey H.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. My name's Allie Bailey. You can find me on social media, AllieBailey_1. Johnny, pumped to see you.
Yeah,
June
thanks
23rd.
again.
in
Yeah, New York City.
Yeah.
Thanks again for
Can't
coming.
wait.
We're so happy to have you.
Yeah,
I'm
this
your
is the
host,
blast.
Dani Golub. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dani Golub. Thanks y'all for tuning in. We'll see
Thanks
you
for
next time.
having me. Later, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.